Hello, BookTube, AuthorTube, or whatever tube you affiliate with. This is Melissa from White Castle with Books, and this is my video of my February TBR list. I know this is definitely not a new struggle for very many of us, but I am having a hard time finding time to read. We still travel a lot. That's nothing new. And I'm home alone with the kids most of the time. So I just find myself struggling to sit down and dedicate time to reading. I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but that still doesn't get all the books that I want in. And so I'm trying to find a balance between how much I can expect myself to read and still feel like I'm accomplishing my goals. So I'm making really ambitious TBRs, but if I'm not reaching those goals, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to accept that I might not be able to get to all of the books that I want to this year. I don't think anybody ever does. So I'm going to just keep making ambitious TBRs, and then if I only make it to half of them, that's okay. That way I kind of have options anyway, and half the time I switch books out from month to month. So for the month of February, I'm going to start off, hopefully, by reading Oathbringer, which honestly, at the pace that I read, if it weren't for audiobooks, this would probably be my month, typically, but I'm going to listen to this as an audiobook. I've already finished Words of Radiance this month, and I thought about starting Oathbringer, but there was a nonfiction book that I really wanted to get to on my audiobooks, so I'm waiting, but I am excited to get to this book. And then the next one in the series after that, which is Rhythm of War, which has been out for a while, and like everybody else has read it. I'm kind of saving it. I'm really excited. So the first one on my list is Oathbringer. Next, I have a body language book by Joe Navarro, and it's called What Every Body is Saying. I can't remember, this might have been one of the ones I got for Christmas, or maybe I already had this one. I had one of his, I think. And I've seen some of his lectures online, and I really enjoy the way that he teaches about nonverbal communication, or what a lot of people call body language, which is one of my interests. And so I'm going to try to read this book in February, and hopefully I'll be able to give some feedback on its usefulness. I've said in the past that I'd like to do a video eventually on body language in books, but I'm trying to get to the point where I feel like I have more of a vocabulary for doing that. So I think this will help. I feel like this guy has a really interesting way of teaching and a lot of information because he's very educated on the subject. So I'm really excited to get to this one. Also on my TBR, I have Beloved Stranger by Susan Evans McLeod. I've read a lot of her books. She's, I believe she's what you might consider a Christian author, so a lot of her books are really clean, but they're usually historical fiction romance novels, and they're just lovely, really. They're lovely to read, just like candy, right? It's just pleasure to sit down and read them. They're very enjoyable and usually have good lessons, good morals to them, and for me it's just like candy reading. I absolutely love reading her books. So I'm reading one of her other books right now, and I'm going to go back and get to it after I record these videos, so I can't wait to give this one too. I haven't read this one yet. The next book on my February TBR is Story by Robert McKee, and it's Substance, Structure, and Style, the Principles of Screenwriting. It's a screenwriting book, but a lot of the principles in screenwriting work or are applicable to any type of writing, and I've heard a lot of really good things about this. It looks like I have a little magnet in there, which I've already started reading and marking apparently, but it's been a while since I picked this book up, and this will count as like my craft book for the month, so it'll be interesting. I haven't seen a lot on this book yet, and I don't think that my sister-in-law has read it, and she usually gets to these books before I do, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it has some useful new stuff that I haven't seen before. The next book on my TBR is another nonfiction. My hair's in my face and my mouth. And it is How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen. And this has been like on my shelf forever, and I really need to read it. I mean, I really need to read it. I feel like my kids, yeah. I know my sister-in-law, I say this all the time, but she's kind of the one that like finds all these books and then I'm like, oh, I want to read that too. So she says it's super good. And I just really need to read it. Like I've had it for like a couple years now, and it's just sitting there staring at me saying, read me. But like all my books are doing that, so it's kind of hard to know which one to pay attention to. It's basically a parenting book, and my sister-in-law had really good things to say about it, and I trust her judgment, so I will be getting to this one hopefully in February as well. All right, another nonfiction. This is called Power versus Force, and to be honest, I don't even remember why I bought this book. I think I was going through a time where I was like really into energy and energy work. Like I knew some people that did it, and I was asking them questions about it as far as like healing emotional struggles. And I still think all of that is really interesting. I just don't know a lot about it. So I think this book has to do with that. But I don't really know. I'll probably just start reading it, and then if within the first couple chapters it doesn't really grab me, I'll probably not finish it and put it in my pile of unhaul books that is stacking up. Alright, the next book on my TBR is called I Don't Have to Make Everything All Better. And it's 6 practical principles that empower others to solve their own problems while enriching your relationships. And honestly, when I picked this book up just now to talk to you guys about it, I felt like I was just like, I need this book like right now. I have struggled a lot with anxiety, and I know a lot of people deal with anxiety and depression, and so I can really can understand at least a little bit how that is. I don't really struggle with depression, thankfully, but anxiety can be it can like have some of the same symptoms. I'll feel really just like it's really difficult to get through simple tasks in a day sometimes. And something that I think I struggle with a lot is perfectionism, and so I will try to fix everything. Like I want everything to go the way I want it to go. And that goes with relationships too. And I have to learn to let go of my need to try to have specific outcomes and just try to be there for people and serve other people. So I think this book would be really good for me. Like maybe I'll just go read it right now. So that's my list for February. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you have read any or some or none of these books, I'd love to hear about it. Or if you tell me that you are a booktuber as well, I'll go check out your channel. I like finding new people. I realize that I am not following nearly enough people because whenever I go to look at my subscriptions, there's not very many videos for me to watch. And so I want to find more people who are doing what I'm doing or something similar, booktube, authortube. And my hair keeps tickling me because it's really long and crazy. Anyway, so go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in the next one.